Did you know that 1 or 2 points in your credit score can push you from one rating to the next rating, and that will affect the overall percentage rate that is given to you for loans and or credit? And that slight change in percentage, even if it's just 1, 2, or 3%, over the long term can result in millions of dollars that you have to pay or that you don't have to pay. This is very interesting. Did you know that this thing called a credit score that can have such a big effect on you can be controlled by you to an extent if you understand the variables that affect it? Yes. Did you know that you can institute certain behavioral changes which will affect your credit score, which will then affect the interest rates that you get offered, which can then affect the amount of money that you pay and or earn, so on and so forth, over years and years and years? Imagine you apply for a mortgage, and if your credit score is above 720, you get like maybe a 3%, 2%. Or if it's like under 700, you might get a 4 or 5%. Imagine that at that time, when you apply for the credit at that time and got that loan at that time with that interest rate at that time, even if your credit score goes up or down, what if the interest rate stays there? And that results in thousands of dollars more that you would have paid had you not just waited for your credit score to get a little bit better and then apply for that loan or that mortgage or that thing. Did you know that? It's very interesting, quite shocking actually. So now, one of the legs in my financial freedom snowflake is the credit score. Yes, the credit score. Now, your credit score is important because it can affect you financially big time. For some people, I heard that some people's credit score gets looked at when they apply to like live somewhere. Like, really? That's quite interesting. I don't think it's ever happened to me, though. I heard it's happened to some other people. And I heard your credit score can actually affect your electric bill, plumbing, all those utilities, because they might ask you to make to place a deposit before you actually get the services started, so on and so forth. It's very interesting. So in any case, your credit score does have an impact in this current world. So you want to have it, you want it to be healthy and strong and powerful. So it's on here because I think a good credit score over 800 puts you in a good place financially, okay? Because if your credit score is good and you're looking at over 800, when you do apply for that remortgage or that loan or whatnot, when you buy that house and you choose to do the thing where you can pull your money back out by remortgaging it, you can get the remortgage at a lower rate, which means you get paid more money, okay? So you're getting more money for your pocket, you're paying less long term, and it's a good day for everybody. Now, here's the thing. You want to find out what the factors are that affect your credit specifically, okay? Because I know a lot of you are in different countries. Not everybody's in America. Some people are in Switzerland, Poland, Japan, Spain, the UK, China, so on and so forth. So all of you might have different factors that affect your credit score. So here's what you gotta do. Go into Google whatever affects your credit score in your country and look at the factors that affect your credit score. Next, you want to basically find out what your credit score is. So contact the credit scored organizations in your country and find out what your score is. Look at your credit report. If there are things on there that don't belong on there, dispute them, get them taken off, okay? You want your credit score to be as high as possible. In my situation, I had student loans, and we know how those things can go sometimes. Bad idea. Student loans should be illegal, like really. They should be. It should be illegal to give huge loans to people that don't know how to manage money at a time in their life when they're just surrounded by beautiful young ladies and the only thing they want to do is party, genetic engineer cool stuff, and date hot Asian women. Like, seriously, it should be illegal to give those people money because it's... Okay, maybe that's too much information for you, but I'm keeping it real, alright? So, in my situation, I had some loans default. Yeah, don't let that happen, ever. Defaulting is bad, alright? Capital bad. Then what else? My credit utilization got high. Yeah, I maxed out 2 of my credit cards, and that's bad. That can tank your score. And so I'm like, okay, what's my strategy for handling this? I'm like, okay, I have to first off take my utilization down. So I made a payment plan. First, I stopped. I had to stop the bleeding because I had a mental mindset of, hey, I got credit available. I'm gonna spend it, baby. Starbucks, yeah, party, party, and stuff like that. Or maybe I'm out shopping and my wife's like, hey, let's go buy this. I'm like, I don't have enough cash at the moment. And she's like, but you got a credit card, right? Just charge it. And so that happens. And so to make a long story short, my credit cards are like, pay it down, charge it up, pay it down, charge it up. Like giving breathe, you know how you breathe life into someone? Only it's like you're breathing life into your debt. You're like, breathe, debt, breathe. Come on, debt, you can do it, survive. And it was just bad. And so I had to cut the bleeding. The things that were charging my credit card, I just cut them off. I cut them off and I stuck them onto a debit card that I got from a cryptocurrency organization. And now, if there's not enough money on the card, the charge doesn't go through. It says decline insufficient funds, and I'm not embarrassed about that. I am thankful that that's there. All right, overdraft fees suck. They should be illegal. Next, it also gives me like 4% return in XLM. So I'm like, sweet. And so then I cut the bleeding. I took the charges off of those credit cards. I made up a plan to consistently pay it down. All right. And so I am paying down my credit cards. Now, little known fact, I'll tell you something. I started investing before I worried about this paying off my credit cards and stuff because I'm like, I want to invest. I want to grow my wealth. And at this very moment, I literally have more than enough invested to pay off my credit card. Just pay them all off, pay it all off. But I'm not going to because I realized, because after I paid off a credit card, I'm like, yo, I just take this money, pay it off. I did that, and then what happened? Paid it down, it went back up. And I'm like, why? And that's because I still had the mindset and the habits of building it up. So now I said, okay, I'm going to pay it down. I'm going to pay it back bit by bit. And by paying it back bit by bit, I'm developing the financial strength to control my credit, the mentality to control my credit. So now I'm not letting some shopping spree, some random thing, some new phone, some request from my wife push my credit up. I'm like, nah, we got the cash, we're using it, all right? We're not using the credit card, forget that. We don't need it, it does not exist, all right? Now my credit card is going down, down, down. And funny thing is, then my credit score starts jumping up. It's like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what? You mean to tell me I pay this down by like 30, 40, 50, maybe $100 and my credit score increases by like 30 points? Okay, thanks. So yeah, so what happens is, I chose the long route, so to speak, or I chose this route because it makes me more mentally, financially stronger. So even though I could literally pay my credit cards off right now with money I have from my asset column, I'm not. Because I know the strength that I'm developing from paying it off like this. Plus, the distaste from doing it this way makes it so much more of a, it makes me dislike charging it back up so much more because I know the length of time and the money spent doing it this way. So yeah, so with you, find out what's affecting your credit score if it's not at the top already. Start instilling the mental habits to change it and get it up, 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 up. All right, get it up and keep it up. All right, have a good day. Call to action. Now, we're going to go over 3 steps that you can use to assist you in making your credit score better if it's not already at the top, which it very well might be. Number 1, find out what your credit score actually is, okay? So different countries have different credit scoring companies and ways of doing so. So whatever country you're in or from, find out what they are. In America, they have the FICO score, Experian, TransUnion, FICO, Experian, TransUnion, and some other companies, yeah. And from those companies, they generally give you like a credit score, but they vary. So your credit score can be different on different values within different companies because they look at different things. It's kind of irritating, I know, though it is what it is. So look at what your credit score is in your country, and then look at what the top level is, okay? Now, if your credit score isn't at the top level already, let's move on to stage 2. Part 2, look at what the factors are that can affect your credit score. Now, look at what the factors are that are affecting your credit score negatively, all right? So now that you know what the factors are that are affecting your credit score negatively, see how you can fix those things. So look at how you do some research, right? Do some research on this and find out what you need to do to fix that thing or those things that are impacting your credit score in a negative way, okay? So, for an example for me would be, let's see, credit utilization. My credit utilization was at one point like 102%. It's possible. With me, all things are possible. Well, not all things, but many things. Yeah. There's a Cleveland joke in there somewhere. So now, my credit score utilization was mad off the charts, right? So it was taking my credit score down like zombies on the in the Nile River, like just come to us. So it was like crazy. So I'm like, how do I fix this? All right, do some little Googling, some little checking. Credit score utilization it basically means too much of my money, available money, was being used. A good credit score, or when the credit card companies are looking at your credit score, or your credit rather, they want to see you utilizing around 10%, all right? It's weird, but 10%. They say 10 to 30%, but actually keep it at like 10%. So this means if you have if you have about $1,000 that you can use in credit, and you use 1,000, your utilization is 100%. If you use 500 of that, your utilization is 50%. If you only use 100, your utilization is 10%, and your credit score will be thusly affected based on those things. It's very interesting. So I started paying it down, though you already heard that story. So let's go on. Now, the third thing you're gonna do, number 3, get started today. All right? So you've made a plan, you've looked at your credit score, you've seen what's hurting it, if something is hurting it, you made a plan to stop it from hurting it. Now, start.
What is that thing that keeps people awake at night? Afraid to go to sleep, afraid to look at their phone, afraid to check their bank accounts, afraid to answer the mail. Answer the mail? You know what I mean. What is that thing that's so powerful it can almost wreck a beautiful marriage built in matrimony and awesomeness? What is that thing that follows you almost wherever you go, whispering in the back of your mind? Bye, 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 bye. What is that thing that if it goes untamed can take your whole financial world and make it crumble and crash into the ground, to the ashes, not rising like the phoenix, no, but sinking like the mud in the earth? That thing is credit card debt. No, wait, not credit card debt. That thing is